Konnichiwa, tomodachi. It's time for another Kamishibai story with Meri-sensei. So, let's get started. Kamishibai no hajimari, hajimari. Today's Kamishibai is one that I wrote and designed myself. I really do enjoy it. It's called Make a Forest. And before we get started, there are a few words in Japanese that you're going to know in order to enjoy the story. Okay? The first word we have is donguri. Donguri. And donguri means acorn. And acorn just happens to be the main character of this story. After donguri, or acorn, we have tento mushi. Mushi is ladybug. And then we have this beautiful flower over here. And this kind of flower is called tampopo. Tampopo means dandelion. And I bet you have some tampopo growing in your yard right now. In a little while you can pick them and blow and make a wish. Tampopo. After tampopo we have ame. And ame means rain. Ame is not always a bad thing, is it, tomodachi? And last we have mirai. Mirai. Mirai means future. Here we have the year 2020, which is right now. And it's pointing towards mirai, which is the future. Tomorrow, next month, next year, 10 years from now, that is all in the future. Mirai. All right, my tomodachi, I hope you enjoy this story. First, I need to close one half of my Kamishibai. And it's interesting. I came up with this story after having a really no good day. And I decided to take my dog for a walk because sometimes when you're grumpy and you're having just a no good day, it's good to go outside and get some fresh air. And that's just what I did. And when I did that, this story seemed to fall out of the sky, just like our main character, Donguri. And this story is actually more of a song. More like a song. I sing it the whole way through. And there are some parts where you can repeat after me and sing along. All right, tomodachi, let's get started. Here we have our friend Donguri, our acorn. And poor Donguri has fallen into a kind of tricky situation. Let's see. One day, a little acorn tumbled out of the sky and landed down in a field nearby. But instead of an open space where she could grow free, she landed in a place that made it challenging. And she sang, I landed in the shadow of this big rock. I landed in the shadow of this big rock. Oh my. On a bright sunny morning, Tentomushi flew by and landed next to Acorn in the grass nearby. And she said, I see you sitting here every time I come around, in the very same spot by this rock on the ground. There's a forest and a field beyond this rock, you see. It's beautiful and fun. Want to come with me? Acorn never thought about the other side or about other places under the sky. And although one view is all she had ever known, potential was planted like a seed being sown. But I'm not ready yet, whispered Acorn, because I've lived in the shadow of this big rock. I've lived in the shadow of this big rock. Taking root next to Acorn, a tampopo grew, and a very special friendship started to bloom. Tampopo said, you know what you are? You're a lot like me. In the right situation, you could fill the world with seeds and grow and be and do amazing things. And Acorn cried, you're changing too quick and I don't think I'm ready. Stay here with me where it's predictable and steady. And Tampopo warned, life is full of cycles, full of changes, my friend. Will you stay in one place or will you ride the wind? And Acorn sang, "But I've only known the shadow of this big rock. I've only known the shadow of this big rock." Now, Rock could sense a shift in his donguri friend, and he didn't want things to change. He didn't want it to end. Then a storm swept in, and the ame fell fast, but Acorn couldn't feel it on her dry patch of grass. And Rock smiled down and in a warm tone said, "Stay and you're safe, and you're never alone." Then Donguri heard a whisper from below. "The rain is good for you, and fear can help you grow." Coming from below, the worm is reminding Acorn, the rain is good for you, and fear sometimes can help you grow. And Acorn wondered, can I ever leave the shadow of this big rock? Can I ever leave the shadow of this big rock? Well, let's see. One day in May, along came a squirrel, a spunky little creature, a curious girl, who said to Acorn, "Hey, want to come play?" Acorn said, "I don't think I can. I think I need to stay." And Squirrel said, "Well, if you're stuck, I can help you. I'd like to be a friend, and that's what friends do." Then Rock started creaking in disapproval and said, "Hey, I'm your friend. No need for removal. I've been here for you. I'm your shelter. I'm your strong. You think you don't need me? Think again. You're wrong." And Acorn was quiet and silently agreed. Maybe Rock in here is all I really need. And Squirrel twitched her nose and shook her tail and said, "If that's the way you like it, then, oh well. Sayonara, Donguri, but before I go, here's a little bitty thing I think you should know. There's more than the shadow of this big rock. There's more than the shadow of this big rock." Squirrel went away, and Acorn felt sad and a little bit frightened and a little bit mad. Did I let a big chance slip away forever? Will I get another chance, or will this happen never? Rock is my friend, but he chooses all my choices. Is it time to be brave and hear how big my own voice is? Rock heard Acorn's fear beginning to crack and said, "If you choose to go, you can never come back." And Acorn understood what that friendship really was. Keeping someone else from growing is the wrong way to show love. And she sang, "I'm tired of the shadow of this big rock. I'm tired of the shadow of this big rock." Days went by and seemed to take forever, but hope kept Acorn's positivity together. And guess who showed up with a shimmy and a twirl? You know who it was, of course. It was Squirrel! "You came back!" cried Acorn. "Why did you, though?" And Squirrel said, "Tomodachi, I'm your friend, you know. It takes a little time to understand what you need. So tell me now, are you okay? Are you ready, mighty seed?" Acorn looked at Rock, whose opinion never shifted, and said to Squirrel, "I need to be lifted. Can you carry me for a bit? This is very scary new." And Squirrel said, "Sure! That's what friends do. I'll take you all around to the wide open spaces, and when you know, you'll know. You'll know where your place is. So, let's leave the shadow of this big rock. Let's leave the shadow of this big rock." Oh my goodness. I want to sing that part again. Let's leave the shadow of this big rock. Let's leave the shadow of this big rock. Squirrel carried Acorn, and away they bounded. What was once a scary thought made Acorn feel grounded to the earth and the soil, to the sun and the sky, to the wind and the change, to the freedom in her eyes. Her past was her past, but her future full of power. Her Mirai opening before her like a giant lotus flower. Opening wide though it grew from murky water, Acorn knew her purpose. She was nature's daughter. Over there, cried Acorn, pointing to a patch of land. Arigato, Squirrel. Thanks for giving me a hand. One more important favor is all I'll ask of you. And Squirrel smiled kindly and said, I know just what to do. And Squirrel stopped and took the soil in her hands. And in the place Acorn knew was her place, Squirrel dug a hole just the right size. And placing her dear Tomodachi inside, Squirrel said to Acorn, I'm going to miss you so much, but I cannot wait to see what you become. And in the meantime, I want you to grow and grow and grow. And I want everybody out there, I want you to stop and stretch and stand and grow and grow. And even the grown-ups, if you're in the room and nearby, grow, grow. For there's room for everybody to grow just a little bit more. Okay. Are you ready to wrap this up, Tomodachi? Let's see how the story ends. All right, are you ready? One day, many acorns tumbled out of the sky, falling from an oak tree in a field nearby. Do you know this Tomodachi, standing tall and strong, who finally found the place in life where she belonged? I'll give you a hint. She got her start in a shadow, but got help from friends I'm sure you already know, like Tentomushi and Worm, planting seeds of choices, and Tampopo's life cycle, adding to the voices of change and courage and the need to grow free. Squirrel saw potential. She saw a mighty tree when Acorn could only see a tiny donguri. Whether rocky from the start or stones making you stumble, remember, up's an option, no matter how often you tumble. Shadows make it scary, placing hard times before us, but no, you can stay put, or you can make a forest. And she sang, I play with my shadows, I'm a red oak. I play with my shadows, I'm a red oak. Arigato, Tomodachi. I'm going to bring this card a little closer so that you can see our friend Donguri, who turned out to be a beautiful red oak tree after her wonderful friend Squirrel planted her in the right spot. And here we have Worm and Tampopo. And Tentomushi is resting on Tampopo. All very nice Tomodachi who wanted to see a friend grow, a friend who was stuck, got help from other Tomodachi who wanted to see her grow. And I know right now, my friends, we also feel a little bit stuck. We are probably facing some hard times. But those are just shadows placing hard times before us. And pretty soon, we're going to be able to come together again, and we are going to make a forest. Arigato. I hope you enjoyed my kamishibai, and I will see you later, Tomodachi. Mata ne! Oshimai!